Hi, and welcome to another episode of Monster Model Review. I'm your host, Rob Mattison, and on this episode we have Monster Model basher, builder, painter, musician, Bill Monster Jones. Bill was born and raised in Port Arthur, Texas, and like all Monster fans, grew up building and painting all the Aurora monsters in the late 60s. He was always mesmerized by the box art paintings of James Bama. These cool box art covers lured him to buy these kits over and over again. More fuel for Bill was Famous Monsters of Filmland and all the other monster magazines he could get his hands on. These were gold to Bill, and it was Famous Monsters issue 32 that really opened Bill up to the possibility of converting models. It had the results of the Aurora Custom Monster Maker contest. These old Aurora kits were being bashed into new poses and into scenes including the Ultimate Aurora Monster Diorama. At 16 years old, monster models were shelved as girls were becoming much more interesting and guitars were a cool way to get girls. Bill was fortunate enough to witness the power of legendary Texas bluesman Freddie King's performance at the Armadillo World Headquarters in Austin, Texas. And a couple years later, he moved to Austin, attended the University of Texas, and started the blues band, the Kingpins. Soon after graduating, he met his wife, Kathy Murray, and joined her band, Kathy and the Kilowatts, as lead guitarist. One of his favorite shows to play was an annual Halloween party blowout. Kathy and the Kilowatts also played shows with blues acts such as the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Sam and Dave, Bobby Blue Bland, and James Cotton, and played all over the Southwest, including the legendary Antone's nightclub. About 15 years ago, Kathy bought Bill the Monogram Illuminator's Dracula as a Christmas present. It stayed in the closet for about a year, and then, during a winter ice storm, Bill built and painted it, and was reawakened to his Aurora days. He even customized the kit by adding some pins for fangs. His next kit was a styrene Bandai Godzilla from Japan. This kit looked much more like the creature in the movie than did the Aurora kit from his youth, and this fueled him even more. These being the pre-internet days, Bill started looking for older kits in Toy Shop magazine. And while at a collector show in Austin, Bill found 2 early issues of Kit Builders and Glue Sniffers magazine. These magazines opened Bill up to companies like Billiken and Kyoto from Japan, and the growing number of resin garage kits here in America. Bill was completely hooked after that. He sought out any scrap of monster model info he could find and sent off for every catalog, brochure, book, and magazine he could. Soon he was building and painting all of his favorite B-movie monsters and getting some of those hard-to-get Godzilla imports. In 1996, Bill attended Wonderfest for the first time and met legendary stop animator Ray Harryhausen, pioneer of the hobby Gordy Dutt of Kit Builders, and sculptor Mike Hill, and also got to meet the people that he had only known from the Gremlins in the Garage chat list. This is where Bill learned the depth of talent in the hobby and has since proved himself by winning several awards from Wonderfest and Imagination model shows. Bill's wife Kathy is also a photographer and taught him some valuable points on photography. First, he started to put his pictures in photo books, and then he got connected to the web. Soon, he organized his collection into galleries, and then opened MonsterJones.com for all to see. It wasn't long before Bill began to get email from clients all over the world wanting that Monster Jones magic touch. Every monster fan is looking for that special magic in a figure model. Customizing and reposing a model kit is one thing Bill has found to make a unique, one-of-a-kind piece. To quote Bill, there are a lot of things one can do to bring a kit into its full monster potential, like adding scratch-built bases to figures as it helps frame their purpose and make more of a dynamic statement. Dracula looks much more threatening in a Gothic castle setting. The creature from the Black Lagoon has much more character in a jungle lagoon water setting. Godzilla kits especially look best on a base with elements that show the scale, emphasizing how big the monster really is in comparison to something we know the size of, like a house, a tank, or a tree. Customizing kits with fur or special lighting has been a very popular request with many of my current clients. Bill goes on to say, "I pride myself on reposing a kit, or as it's called, kit bashing. If I envision a piece with more movement or tension, I love to repose it, giving it more dynamism, especially when interacting with another character. I encourage fellow modelers to repose a kit to make it a unique piece of art. Don't be afraid to drill, cut, or twist it into a unique shape." Bill also likes to reproduce scenes from his favorite movies, like the water ballet scene from The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Famous King Kong gate crash, or the many Godzilla scenes in his collection. Today, Bill feels we are in the golden age of garage kit modeling. The sculpting talents just keep getting better and the subject matter is never exhausted. And thanks to the internet, acquiring these sculptures is much easier than it ever was before. Monster Jones' work and articles have been featured on TV, newspapers, websites, and specialty fan magazines like Creaturescape, Amazing Figure Modeler, Kit Builder, Prehistoric Times, and G-Fan for Godzilla fans. Bill's main goal is to keep it fun. Today, Monster Jones is concentrating on building, painting, and customizing models for clients who share his love for all things monster. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Monster Model Review. Bill does some incredible work, and there's a lot more models on his website, monsterjones.com, so go over there and check it out. If you have any comments, suggestions, or would like someone or something reviewed on our show, give us an email or check us out on the web at monstermodelreview.com. And thanks for watching.